So it unlocked a different reality to me, right? This is me and my business and money brain. I did not really like bread and tea. Even till now, I don't like bread and tea. Story. Once upon a time. There was a man, Mango, who wrote a... No, it's not like that. There was a man, Mango, who bought a pen, pencil, and wrote a letter to Mr. Okay, I think I forgot that part. So we'll stop there, and you can complete it for me in the comment section. So I want to tell you a story of when I used to be a Mafia boy, allegedly. Meanwhile, this content is for educational purposes, you know. I'm too young to go to prison. But then I've noticed my cousins watch my video, so please, you should not tag. Do not tag anybody to this video, please. Let it just, happen like that. So I'll tell you a story. I lived with my auntie at some point when I was going through secondary school, and at her place, we used to eat bread and tea for breakfast. Like, it was like a ritual, like a routine. Every morning, bread and tea. I could count the number of days we did not eat bread and tea in the morning. Maybe 0 or twice. Like, so it was that, on Sundays is fasting. So when we get back from church, it's already afternoon. So it's not morning, so it's not breakfast. So we don't eat bread and tea on Sundays. But every other day, bread and tea. Now, there was this time I had to participate in a debate, right? And I did not want to eat heavy, so I wanted to just eat light. So I ate bread and licked my milk. Like, I put the milk into the bread and I licked it. Sorry, I have sweet mouth. And I went for the debate, and I think I was best speaker in that debate. But it's not the bread and tea that did the magic to get. I'm actually pretty good, Anyways, that aside, so it unlocked a different reality to me, right? And this is me and my business and money brain. So I did not really like bread and tea. Even till now, I don't like bread and tea. Like, you can give me bread and tea, I'll eat the bread. I love bread, so I will eat the bread. But the tea, just give me the condiments for the tea, and I will look for something else to use it and do. So daily, you get your own allocation of milk, Milo, and bread for the day. And so what I now started doing after that debate was that, okay, any day when I'm just rushing off to school, I'll take my bread, eat the bread, keep the milk, or keep the Milo. So keep one or keep both. So I may either take the bread with Milo or take the bread with milk, like that. Put the milk into the bread. My abroad people that don't understand what I'm saying, don't worry about it. It's an African ritual. That's what I would usually do. Or some days I'll just keep both and stuff. So I started having supplies of milk and Milo. So what it meant now was that I had, I started having goods. I had commodity. And it was also during that period money heists, came out. And so I and my cousin, sorry, I'm exposing us without your permission. So that was when we started something we called Gary Heist, right? Gary Heist is basically Gary routine. Please, auntie, forgive me. I'm so sorry. Anyways, we started what we call Gary Heist, right? So we'll take Gary, keep it in the plate, right? And then maybe in the night when we are hungry, or in the afternoon when we are hungry, we'll just take the Gary. We had weekly snacks allocation money, so you can either save it or use it for stuff. So we use that one to buy stuff like sugar and granite, which we did not have access to. So that was the Gary Heist. Although later on we discovered that sometimes we now go to the kitchen and the store is locked, or there's no Gary, but we'll be like, there's no Gary, and then that night we still eat Gary, or the day before we eat Gary. So we're like, are you sure they have not caught up with us or something? But as they know, expose us in the public, we could not really tell. I started having supplies. Now, what I now needed to do was to convert that thing to cash. Now, there was another thing I used to do. Anytime they brought out a new roll and I counted the sachets I had, and it was, up to the number on the roll, I would just bring out the sachets and keep the roll. So there were times I could have like 2 or 3 rolls of milk I had saved up. 2 or 3 rolls of milk or Milo I had saved up. You get the reason why I was doing it later on. Because my uncle used to buy it in this carton. So there were times where we will exhaust everything in the carton, and so he will send me to go and buy milk and Milo, at least that we'll use for that day, so that by the time he's going to work and coming back, he will restock. So when he gives me the money, I will just count the number we need in the house from my stock, and look for black nylon in the house and package it inside, and go outside and maybe buy groundnut or buy something, or just tell the people at that place to give me change. I knew them, they were my customers, so I could just give them money and say, please, can people break the money down for me? And then they'll break it down. And so I'll just bring the money and then give them in the house the milk, give them the change, money in my own pocket, still collect my own milk and Milo allocation for that day. I told you, I grew a Mafia, right? I was a cartel boss. Allegedly, oh. Actually, why am I telling you this story? It's because actually there's no reason. I just wanted to, it's 10 days of rant. I mean, what were you expecting? So this is day 6. Let me know in the comments what you learned from this story. Maybe there may be a moral lesson. You never can tell. So I want to know what you got from this story. Maybe as regards to my business acumen, or I don't know, but let me just know what you think about the story. Meanwhile, it's a real story, just that I was not a mafia lord and I did not own any cartel, right? But then it was a real story, and unfortunately, I thought I was going to buy land in VI with the resources gotten from my trade, but unfortunately, the money did not reach and we spent it on chopping and spending. Meanwhile, personally, I don't think what I did with the milk was a bad thing, because I mean, it's my stuff. I did so, but the Gary one was just pure looting, right? So don't judge me for the Gary, but I want to know what you think about, the other part of the story. And this is day 6 of 10 days of rant. I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.